Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. Today is the 30th of June 2026. Why are we doing a live this evening? Well, this evening is all about Celtic contracts expiring. 30th, yes, tonight is the night that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain contract expires. Tonight is the night that Kelechi Iheanacho contract expires. Celtic have the option of, let's give them an added year. Celtic haven't taken up those options as of tonight. Celtic have put out a statement today, and for Jim Craig, we'll jump over to the Celtic website first of all, because you have to honour Jim Craig, even though it is an OBE. But we have to remember that Martin O'Neill also has an OBE. Not that one. Where's the camera? There we go. There's me. Just can't be with the One Celtic fan. Oh, there's the one. Wait a minute. Hold on. I need to get it on this screen. Here comes the hand of God. Thank you. Hail, hail to Maradona. Anyway, the hand of God has handed me in the Aquarius. The throat shall be exceptional for the rest of the evening. Aquarius. Anyway, let's move on. Jim Craig of Celtic. Holyrood honour Jim Craig as he receives his OBE by Celtic Football Club. It was a special occasion today, Tuesday, for Jim Craig and his wife, Elizabeth, as the Lisbon Lion was presented with an OBE at a special ceremony at Holyrood Palace in Edinburgh. Jim was part of the most famous team in Celtic's history. One of the 11 men who on the 25th of May 1967 beat Inter Milan in Lisbon's Estadio Nacional to win the European Cup, the first British team to do so. Last weekend he returned to Portugal for a special ceremony to officially open an exhibition in the access tunnel to the National Stadium. From Glasgow to glory, from Glasgow to glory, from Glasgow to glory, from Glasgow to glory. Celtic's 1967 European triumph in Lisbon, whilst it was historical for Celtic and the Lisbon Lions, dedicated to... Now that the fact that there is a bit that's dedicated, rather than just a little plaque, because all that was there before was a little plaque. Jim joined Celtic back in 1963, combining life as a footballer with his studies at university, where he was training to be a dentist before becoming a full-time professional footballer in 1965. His trophy haul was impressive, winning 7 league titles, 4 Scottish Cups, and of course the European Cup in 1967. He also gained 1 cap for Scotland. You would think with a player that was so successful... Let's not get into that tonight, Baz. After he hung up his boots, Jim continued to work as a dentist, while also pursuing a successful career in media and as a commentator and a pundit. He also written a number of Celtic books and is now an ambassador for the club. Jim also continues to be a regular presence at Celtic Park on match days. At the time the award was first announced, the Lisbon Lion said, "I am highly delighted and humbled to receive my OBE in recognition of my services to Scottish football and charity. My sincere thanks to those who supported this award and my continued love to all the supporters worldwide." And that's one thing that Celtic do have, is a support that is worldwide. Anyway, let's jump off of that and jump into some of the headlines tonight. Kelechi Iheanacho, his contract is out. Let's look at the contracts that the players that are no longer at Celtic. And has Celtic updated the website? No. As you would expect, Nipwa. Celtic haven't updated nada. We still have a player that's not even a Celtic player, on the Celtic website. Let me just change this screen. We will run through the players. I'll put me down a bit there so that I ain't taking up too much of the screen. Obviously, we have... The funny thing is, they've taken the goalkeeper off. You'd think that his contract would run through to the end of June as well. Did Celtic spit the dummy out with Casper? Get him off the fucking website. It's not one of us. Wait till we seen. Anyways, Marcelo Sarachi is still on the website. Benjamin Arthur's still on the website, as is Oxlade Chamberlain, whose contract runs out today. Rio Hatate, who wants away. Junior Adamu's still on the site. Michelangelo Balak Wisha, what was going to happen to him? Big Tam the Czech still on the site. Kelechi Iheanacho, his contract runs out today. Will he still be on the website tomorrow? And Joe Mavuka is still there, along with Dyson Maeda, who has said that he sees his future at another level. If he wants to progress his football, he has to move on, as it says. Hateo Inamura has been sold. He's still on the site. I feel sorry for Hateo Inamura. He was brought in for 50 grand and sold on for vast amounts of profit. He has been sold, and we know the rest. Even Lewis Palmer's still there, and Odin Ohm. I'll give Odom the due, and I'll the respect that he's due, and he's over there. He's yeah. Wonderful, aren't Celtic? Right, let's move on, because I want to look at the contracts that have expired. Obviously, we know that Kasper Schmeichel has left the building. Now, when you look, this is a strange one. When you go over to Transfer Market, today is the day. I'm going to highlight it. Kasper Schmeichel, yes, Kasper Schmeichel, there he is there, all highlighted. And his contract runs out today. But Kasper Schmeichel has not been on the Celtic website for around about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks now. How many will we sell? Some of the comments in are hilarious. Who's been on Tinto tonight? Is it yous or me? But anyway, Kasper Schmeichel has gone from the club, and his contract runs until today. He was still paid up. He was getting paid until today. He must have had his contract sold off. Kelechi Iheanacho, his contract also ends today. Dyson Maeda, it says that his contract finishes next year. Adam Montgomery, confirmation that Adam Montgomery, his contract finishes next year. Lewis Palmer, he's been sold. That's a strange one that he's in there. Arne Engels, who's got a contract to 2028, he'll be sold for 20 plus million. Austin Trusty, an American who is doing well at the World Cup, who predicted his own goal at the World Cup. Austin Trusty is a player to watch that could be sold by Celtic. Just saying that. He is contracted with Celtic until 2029, as is Benji Negrin. Benji Negrin, who's had a half-decent World Cup. We don't want to sell Sinisalo, so just move on. Paulo Bernardo, the Portuguese, is here till 2029. That's still that's a bloody long contract that he has. Alistair Johnson, who's doing fantastic at the World Cup also, he is here until 2029. Shin Yamada, I wonder what the summer will bring for him. There was speculation that Shin Yamada that was going to go back to Japan in this window. Callum Osmond, get your dirty paws off him. He's going nowhere, right? Don't even think about it, Celtic. He's one for the future. Hateo Inamura, he's gone. He had the contract to 2029. Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney. He's here until 2030 when he hangs up his boots, as is Jota, our Portuguese superstar on the wing. Will he be back this season to be the Portuguese superstar that he is, or will he be up sticks and up shone by Yang, who also has a contract until 2030? Who on earth gave Yang a contract in 2030? Oh, we're absolutely nuts. Oxlade Chamberlain, he left a month ago. Wait, hold the bus. Whoa, wait a minute here. Oxlade Chamberlain's contract ran out a month ago. He's not been a Celtic player for a month. James Forrest was given an extended year's contract this year, and it's a massive summer for Tony Ralston. Tony Ralston's contract runs out next year. Does Tony Ralston say, do you know what, I've paid my dues, I've done my time, it's time for me to go on and play some football? Let's be honest. Tony Ralston could walk into any team in the SPFL. I think he's above the pay grade of 90% of the teams in the SPFL. He could go down to a team in England, double his wages, and have a decent football career. Stephen Welsh, who also had a contract to 2027, has moved on. He's gone. Josh Clark's 2027. Callum McGregor. 2 seasons left of Callum McGregor from the Unique Sporting Group. It's interesting to see that Ross Dohan's a Unique Sporting Group, and there's quite a few others. And there's Jackie McNamara's Luke McCowan, who has a contract to 2028. Wait a minute here. Martin O'Neill has a contract until next year, 2027. The next manager's going to be coming in. I don't want to jump the gun here, but the next manager's going to be coming in, and we're going to need no wonder this could drive you to drink. It's Aquarius. It's full of nutrients and stuff. Next summer, Callum McGregor, Ross Dohan, Big Rocky, Luke McCowan, Rio Hatate, Dane Murray will all be coming into the last year of their contract. Talk about needing another rebuild. But anyway, it is what it is. Dane Murray's contracted to 2028. Cameron Carter-Vickers 2029. Johnny Kenny 2029. Will he be sold this summer? Liam Scales has just been given a contract extension. He is here until 2030, as is Sebastian Tenecti. I think somebody's slipping 50-50 into the boardroom's tea with some of these contract deals. I'm serious. I think that somebody's going into the boardroom just as Michael Nicholson's about to sign contracts and do you want sugar with that, Michael? And just stirring on a bit 50-50. It's the only feasible excuse for the length of the contracts for some of these players. But anyway, the fact that Kelechi Iheanacho is out of contract has had a lot of press in his native land. Talking about the Super Eagles striker, Kelechi Iheanacho, is keen to stay at Celtic. He is prioritising a new contract at Celtic, despite the fact that there have been multiple clubs get in contact with Kelechi Iheanacho. The 29-year-old, who is currently out of contract at Celtic, has allowed the extension option to expire. Now, this is the important part. Celtic had the option with Kelechi Iheanacho. Celtic had the option with Oxlade-Chamberlain. They have expired. Oxlade-Chamberlain proved crucial in the run-in to the Premiership title. He scored 5 goals across the season and at crucial moments. Is he a Martin O'Neill type player? I personally don't think so, but I think it's unbelievable that the club, knowing the fact that these players gave Celtic their all, and that Celtic say nothing. Celtic maybe have told the players, we're not giving you the contract. If they have, should Celtic have publicly came out? And I don't think that they have. The fact that Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kelechi Iheanacho are taking up individual training sessions to prove their worth to Martin O'Neill and the coaching staff. Kelechi Iheanacho, by all accounts, wants to come back to Celtic. I don't think he's a Martin O'Neill player. But surely if you get him for the right money, money's a bit more. Winning medals is a bit more than money. Or is it? Especially when you've been on the money that Kelechi Iheanacho's on. And you've got to say Oxlade-Chamberlain. They've made their money in football. It's a very typical Celtic situation, isn't it? Gavboy says, another rebuild. This one isn't going well. Revolving door. Ours opens outwards. It's a good way to get money from the potential transfers, to be fair. Yes. Kelechi has been offered from Brazil. Yes, he was offered a contract in Brazil, but he wants to stay at Celtic. What a man, says Michelle. What a man. And is he really what a man, or can Celtic do better? Paul Baird says that we need players in once a player goes. Most of the fans forget about them, except the big players. Who's a big player at Celtic? There is one player that's big, and that is Dyson Maeda, and it looks like that he wants to leave the club after his comments last night. It's an interesting one because the Elijah Just situation, there is confirmation that there is work going on behind the scenes surrounding a transfer. Now, there was speculation today that Celtic had made a transfer. There was no confirmation from a decent source, to be fair, to say that that transfer request had came from Celtic. We need strikers badly. Yes, we do, mate. It's shaping up worse than last year. Nobody fresh of any significant signs yet. Best players leaving yet again. Looks like the Champions League is not a priority. Celtic zero ambition. Tell me in the comments, do you really think that Celtic hierarchy want us to succeed in qualification for the Champions League? I don't mean getting through to the 16, getting through to the 8. I just mean qualification. Do you really believe that the Celtic hierarchy are not interested in that 40 million bonanza? It's interesting. Just to get everyone's comments. Austin Trusty is class as well. Hey boys, says Danny Cassie. And we all know that Jota is going to run amok, says Danny Cassie, absolute legend of the channel. Don't worry, as long as we have new kits. Dust them down and start again. Yeah, love Kelechi. People forget that we need more passionate players at the club and not ones that are just here for their money. Kelechi Iheanacho is one of the bigger pay brackets at Celtic. I, sorry, but I have to go back to that third goal and the goal that Callum Osman won us the league when you had Kelechi Iheanacho getting overtaken. He had a 20-yard head start on James Forrest, who just went. He's 180-year-old, and James Forrest reminds me of see when you live in Spain, you see these old Spanish geezers, and they never sit in the sunshine, they never sit in the daylight, they're sitting in the shade of trees, and they just sit there, and they're sitting here in a blether, and they're talking about all the shit of the day and fucking, they're talking about whatever, and I see myself doing that in later life, and they then get up and then they walk with an intense pace that you think, where the fuck did this reminds me of James Forrest and Kelechi Iheanacho. Kelechi Iheanacho had a 20-yard head start on James Forrest, pushing Callum Osmond on, go on yourself, wee man, score. But James Forrest was like, poof, the tortoise beat the hare, didn't it? James Forrest is going to be at Celtic forever, isn't he? Keep saying that. 7 days to our first pre-season game, and most of the first team still on holiday. No new signings. Season starts in 30 days. How much hope have you left? I'm going to take a moment to compose myself. I'm going to give you the countdown timer because it is less than 7 days. I have to correct you. My sincere apologies, Chef Bot, for correcting you. But it's only 6 days, 21 hours, and 24 minutes until the first Celtic pre-season game of the season. And then we're all off to Portugal. $7 days. 6 days. It's not even 7. It's 6 days. 21 hours. No new players. No new impetus for the squad. No new injection of enthusiasm. We need a new few heavy hitters in midfield. We can't compete with English leagues for wages. No wonder we are lacking on the European stage. Wait a minute now. Come on. Have a think back. I'm going to get this back up. Let me get it. See if I can get it. Not now. Transfers. Top transfers. Let's get the up-to-date data, because the last time that we did this, there was 1,544 transfers had taken place. Now, just make sure that this is that's the 25, 26. Let's get the 26, 27 season. Right. '26, '27. Barcelona. Anthony Gordon, left winger. 65 million. How many in total? Let's just go right to the end, because that's all we want to see. Not caring about transfers or 70. Wait a minute here. Right, remember the last time that we did this a couple of days ago on the transfers that happened this summer so far in the 26-27 season. A lot of people are saying, no, it's difficult. It is difficult to get in players in this transfer window. No, it's not. There are 74 pages of transfers that have happened this summer. 1,837 1,837 transfers have taken place this summer. I refuse to say that we can't keep with English leagues. No wonder we're lacking with the European. £46,000 left back. 60 grand. These are younger players that are going for under £1 million. When you look at the top end, I mean, let's go down to let's do a 69 page. Free transfers. Let's jump right to the. No, don't want to. Let's go right to the beginning, and then you'll get the higher. No, I'm going to go right to the beginning. There we go. Page 1, 23 million, 30 million. This is way out with Celtic's price bracket. So there's money getting spent at the top end of football and the bottom end around the world. Let's stop saying that Celtic cannot compete in the transfer market, because we are proving that there is business to be done. Transfers this year in the 26-27. You see it there, 26-27. All transfers, all nationalities, all positions, all age groups, all transfers. There's plenty of business to be done. I refuse to accept that Celtic cannot be bringing in players. And it ultimately says that, whoever is making the decisions at Celtic are, we can compete. Come on, there's free 46, 60 grand. 25-year-old right back, 65 grand. You tell me that we can't compete with that? Of course we can. I will not accept it. Anyway, speculation means nothing. It's just like paper chat. Paul, I'm not even talking about the speculation that's out there. I'm talking about the fact that there's been 1,837 transfers so far this summer. Unbelievable. Right, let's jump through to the comments. If the board wanted in the Champions League, they would open up the biscuit tin and spend money. How much have we spent so far? I don't even think about. We need to stop thinking about how much money we've got in the bank. And I'm going to say this because it's not to back up the board. It's to prove the board use the money as an excuse. The board use wages as an excuse. The board use difficult transfer situations as an excuse. We have proven on the channel that there's been 1,837 transfers worldwide. There's even a player. I mean, Hearts are. I've got to show you this. Hearts are at the bottom of this. So there's a player from. It's went to Southampton, and there's Hearts of Midlothian. Right down there, Hearts. Right down the bottom, 1.5 million. You can't say that that this is a unique situation to Celtic. It's not. Stop listening to the bullshit that we're getting told by the media, bullshit that we're getting told by the board. If other clubs, and if there's one, if you cannot tell me out of those 1,837 players that has been a minimum of 5 players that Celtic could not have brought in to improve the squad with the £5 million that we have brought in transfer fees already. Without spending a penny, Celtic could have brought in 5 players for at least £1 million. For £5 million, easily. If you're all about bringing on players, 300 grand, 65 grand. Southampton, 46 grand. We're doing something wrong at Celtic. Completely wrong. Let's go into the famous 67. Go into the 67 page. Free transfer central. Look at it. Now, people will come out and say, well, if they're free transfers, they're no good. I have no idea what's going on at Celtic. It is the 30th of June. It's the day that a lot of Celtic players do run out of contract. It's a month after Oxlade-Chamberlain left the club, and we're still nothing to say that he's been offered the extension that he was offered. Next week's friendly is going to be a barrel of laughs. Let's predict the starting lineup, please. Seriously, the Not Another Penny campaign continues for me. Kelechi won the ball and Calma fed it on, says Patrick. Let's not. Even the planning run out for the hotel museum. Yeah, they even let the planning. Yeah, exactly. They had the planning permission in hand. I don't think that Dermot Desmond wanted to spend the money on the hotel. I think the more and more that I think about it, Dermot Desmond we all know it, and we all think the exact same. Dermot Desmond is the man that holds Celtic back. Celtic will never change until Dermot Desmond is gone. We can start the Celtic fans collective, the Celtic fans ticket alliance trust, the Celtic fans supporters limited. All these organisations can all complain and do everything, and nothing will change until Dermot Desmond leaves the club. It's as simple as that. I don't like saying it, but he's got a stranglehold on Celtic and he shouldn't have. Celtic will try and put this transfer window as a spectacular window. Martin O'Neill will say it's been a successful window. We've managed to get players in. We've built the squad up. But is he going to be completely happy? What happened with Paul McStay? He went back to Australia. Any actual for free, it's a no-brainer. Goal scorer when we have barely any strikers. He's not even a Celtic player now. So surely you should be going back to him tomorrow and saying, do you know what, Kells, we'll offer you a contract, but do you know, in typical Celtic style, it's 50% less than what you were on last year. Take it or leave it. Michael Nicholson goes, I need to phone the banker. Hello, damn it. Yes, it's Michael. Yes, I have Kalechi in the office. Kalechi said that he may accept the 50% reduction. Is it a deal or no deal? Mm. Okay. Bye. Kalechi, I have to tell you, there's no fucking deal. Jesus, I could say it. Kalechi is a finisher, not a runner and a presser. Maeda is a runner and a presser, not a finisher. You're trying to confuse me tonight, aren't you? Minutes on the pitch, Kalechi was a top scorer in Scotland. We've hired a set piece coach. Kalechi would be a huge asset at corners and free kicks into the box. He's clever. Does he have the height? Does he have the pace? Does he have the physicality? Don't worry about signings. Martin O'Neill is a winner. It's fucking warm here in Andalusia. Where are you in Andalusia? It's boiling, isn't it? I mean, it's still 29 degrees. Coming up to cowboy time, 10 to 10. Did you know that a lot of the cowboy films for the 1950s and 60s were videoed in Spain, were filmed in Spain and not in America? Bet you never knew that. I'm available. I'll sign a 24-hour contract, says Michelle. That new system would be better for upskilling. Yeah. Not the slightest interest in visit land or make believe in leprechauns. I'm a Bonnie Scott. Dyson, Rio, Engels, Benji Nigran, Possible, Trusty, Cameron, Carter, Vickers, and Alison Johnston could all leave in this window. It's not. Rob Scorn says he's not slighted in the interest of visiting the land of make believe and among the leprechauns. He's a true Scot, a bonny Scot. Well, I don't know, mate. You've not got a picture. See anybody that says that they're bonny and they've not got a profile picture tends to say that you're plug ugly, mate. Just joking. I'm kidding on. Are we playing Countdown? Yes, we are. We are that. Celtic need Rod of the Scrooge. Rod of the Scrooge, Dermot Desmond, and other puppets who won't. The puppets are the board. Negotiate a year's hospitality. Let me just run through the comments before we finish off this evening. Finish off the month on a high. Stevie says, Jesus, they're the most frustrating board. They're the most frustrating board and trying to get transfers done. Yeah, they are that. Don't forget, it was any actual who who pressed and closed down and won the ball for that third goal. How many transfers in the SPFL? Oh, Big Dom, that's a good one. Let me just do a quick search of that. Quite a few, actually. There we go. Scottish transfers. Oh my God, this is either going to. This is going to send. Oh Jesus God. Oh my God, it does it by club. Oh my days. This is going to send us over the edge. Right, it does it individual clubs. Right, are you ready for this? Don't go. We were finishing up there, but this is the SPF. Fucking, you shouldn't be doing this tonight. Oh, I need a drink. Jesus, what day is it? It's Tuesday. The Celtic are making me want to drink. Right, Heart of Midlothian are up first. The SPFL transfers. Since we did do, there we go, 2026, 27. I'll just get rid of all the comments, make sure there's nothing on the page. And just to show you the Scottish Premiership, number of teams, 12. Number of players, 340. Foreign players, 58. Wow! I never actually realised that. There are 199 players in the SPFL. 58. No wonder Scotland are. I forgot that. There are 12 teams in the SPFL. There are 340 players, 199 foreign players. The average age is 26.9 years, and the average market value is 1.1 million. Right, we start off with Hearts in. Hearts have signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can't be right. It's end of loan. That can't be right. 26, 27. Out. Aberdeen and out. Dundee United. Dundee. Kilmarnock. Where's Celtic? It would be in alphabetical order. There we go. Celtic. Right. This isn't up to date because it's Johnny Kenny. Oh, this is end of loan. So this is players that have come back to Celtic. No, I'm going to cry even more. Jesus. How wrong is this? Johnny Kenny's came back to Celtic. Odom Owen came back and left. He's back in Norway. Oh, there's confirmation that he's in Norway. His loan ends. So there we do have confirmation that Odom Ohm is in Norway and his loan ends on the 31st of the 12th, 2026. That's information that is not on the Celtic website. Celtic still have him as in Los Angeles. Martin Orobski is back, the end of his loan. Shin Yamada is back also. Hito Inamura has been sold. Palma has been sold. Lewis Palma, there he's in the out stage now. Sold for 4 million euros. Inamura, they're not too sure. Stephen Welsh, there's a question mark there. Josh Clark to Partick Thistle. Kasper Schmeichel, gone. Look at the outgoings. Joe Mavuka, end of loan. Benjamin Arthur, today, end of loan. Junior Adamu, end of loan, today. Thomas Tam the Czech, end of loan today. Julian Arrojo, end of loan today. Marcelo Soracci, end of loan today. "11 players have left Celtic as of today. 11 players. We need 11 players in, minimum, before this is just. I'm sorry, but I have to say that whilst it's absolutely fantastic that we have a player like Kelechi, sorry, that's not Kelechi, where is he? He's gone. Kelechi Iheanacho, a player that wants to come back to Celtic. We know what will happen. It won't happen. Why? Because the Celtic hierarchy and the Celtic board are asleep at the wheel. Unbelievable. Celtic hierarchy seem to be sleeping at the wheel. Julian Araujo wants back to Celtic. Yep. They paid $6 million for Jota. Yep. Benji Arthur's a good player. Araujo was okay. We should have paid for him. Yes, he does that. I just hope that Celtic have a better July than they have had a June. Because June's been a nightmare from the outside. Yes, there has been highlights of Celtic, and there's been some positivity. Getting the Hearts coach, set piece coach, fantastic piece of business. Martin O'Neill's getting rid of the deadwood out the building, so let's just hope that the board get the players needed in. It has a very similar call to last season. Do a poll. How much will I was going to end the live? I need to put the fan on. Wait a minute. I'm sweating like a Jesus. Let's do a quick poll. Oh, there's a couple of super chats that I haven't noticed. Why is it not coming up on that? Let me just click on this a second. Super chat from Danny Cassie. And 12-month membership for Mark. He's been a member for 12 months. Hashtag sign a player, hashtag sign a player, hashtag sign a player. Here we Baz Mon the Hoops. A big shout out to Mark for being a member for 12 months. How did that not flip up on the channel thing? Sorry about that, Mark. You made that earlier on. Hope you're still here. Let's do a quick poll. There's been lots of people have left it. Jesus, there's been over 2,500 on it tonight. Let's do a quick poll. There's 420 on. How much spend this summer? 10 million? 15? 25? We'll go up in fives. 20 million or 25 million. Right, I'm going to do a quick poll for 10 minutes. How much will Celtic spend this summer? 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, or 25 million? Let's run that poll for I should have done this ages ago. There's been 2,600 people on the poll on the video in less than an hour. 40 minutes. That's fantastic for a Tuesday night during the summer. Thank you to everyone who has been on the live this evening. I mean that. Thank you to everyone who has been on the live this evening. And the votes are flying in. How much will Celtic spend this summer? 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, or 25 million? Let's jump back into some of the comments. Celtic signed both Hartson and Sutton decades ago for 6 million each. Yeah, but in this current climate, what would be the value of Chris Sutton and John Hartson in today's values? If Oxlade Chamberlain was once valued at £40 million, What bracket would that put in Chris Sutton, who was at Chelsea and who was part of a goal scoring partnership before he went to Chelsea that was phenomenal at the time? It's interesting. It is interesting. We've been relegated from the transfer. Yeah, we have. We've been relegated from the transfer data table. Let's jump into some of the comments. I think we'll spend 5 million. Any less than 20 million, I'd be surprised. I clicked 10. Do you think they're waiting on cash of Engels before spending anything? No. I just think that they are, and you should have put 0. Ins versus outs always nearly a negative spend. Well, Celtic are expecting to bring in at least 25 million minimum. So you never know. I think it'll be 5 million. Should be a loan option only. You're only allowed 4 options. So maybe I should have went 0, 10 million, 20 million plus, or loans only. It wouldn't work, would it? 30 million, 100 million. Jesus, I pressed 10 million only because there wasn't an option for £1. Wait a minute, you're not buying the old Rangers in liquidation. Calm yourself. 10 quid. Should be 2 times 25 million, 50 million. 10 million and a couple of ginger bottles. I've only got pineapple and lemonade. You take the ones. Do you mind that? You mind the old pineapple? Bottle of ginger, bottle of ginger. And that was a West Coast thing. Do you call it ginger? Here's the thing: do you call it ginger or do you call it juice? It's fucking juice, isn't it? And ginger, bottle of ginger. I always used to wind my mates up for asking at the time. We say, we've got to get a bottle of ginger. What the fuck? You're not drinking ginger. Who drinks ginger? Anyway, yeah. Show me who's there. We need to spend over 25 million, considering we spent 6 million on players back in the 2000s. 45 million a piece. Baz, we signed Jota and CCV for 6 million. Yes, we did that. Sutton would be 50 million plus after Blackburn. 6 million 25 years ago must be 20 million, and nowadays exactly ins versus out will result in the negative spend. Nothing changes with the board. They will spend 60 million. Oh, eyes shut. Sutton and Hartson 18 million each today. Oh, Celtic are not getting them, are they? They are not getting them one bit, and they'll no spend. The board will be in profit when the transfer window closes, as the money will exceed the money spent. This is very true. 50 million. And there's a super chat came in from Wee Mitch. How are you doing, mate? Sorry I'm late to the live, mate. Hope you're well, mate. I am super fantastic. Life's going really good just now. It is. I have to say that. It's this channel's doing just fine, and other work stuff is doing absolutely fantastic. So life is all good. It's does that include money they bring in, because you could end up not spending anything? This is true. Would be the best if them at the wheel never woke up. 1 pence. Inflation today would be around about 10 million, I'm sure. Pre-Celtic. Oh, way more than that. Way more. Alpine juice. There you go. Someone knows. I call Iron Brew ginger, but that's it. Alpine ginger. Chances of scrambling for loans on deadline day. Ginger. What's wrong with you? Glasgow Hingies, a ginger, lol. Oh, too much. We used to call it scoosh. This week we'll be spending. Martin O'Neill will have to lace up his own boots and play. Yes, he does. Neither. It's fizzy juice. Ginger, what the fuck? Fizzy juice. That's the West Coast thing, isn't it? It's fizzy juice. That mob and the mini mob are going to be spending this summer. We'll get to spending. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We won't spend anything because we will sell Engels and Dynes and Maeda, and that will be a negative spend of at least 50 million. Ginger is ginger beer. It's juice. Oh, I've started something. The board shall rake in as per normal, and hardly spend. Ginger is iron brew, you fruit cakes. A ball of ginger is fucking it. So what do you call lemonade? And do you remember you used to get the fizzy pineapple juice? That was always a bit. That was really out there, wasn't it? Do you still get that? You know what was the company that done it? It used to come round the doors. Remember, back in the day, ginger is iron brew your fruitcakes. How many transfer windows have we spent more than 10 million? Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. It's the last day of June and I'm delirious. The board will spend 1 pence because it falls out Dermot Desmond's pocket. They will spend about the same as wee Mitch. Big up wee Mitch. Don't be dissing wee Mitch. Don't be dissing wee Mitch because he spent 10 quid on the channel. Don't know, big up wee Mitch. That's been disrespectful to wee Mitch. I will not have that disrespect on the channel to wee Mitch, who's spent £10 gladly on the channel when Google takes 30% of that. Big up wee Mitch. I will not have the disrespect to wee Mitch on the channel. It's got to be said. For every £10 they spend, they get £5 complete whoppers. Ouija's can call plain lemonade, ginger, Alpine Man, or the Bonnet. That was it! The Bonaccord Man! That was it. The Alpine Man or the Bonaccord Man. Yeah, you remember those vans back in the day? Well, we're all showing our age, aren't they? Hydra's ginger beer is delish. Heath Lemon Ginger. Ginger in the Milton. Our Alpine guy used to sell tickets as well as to Adidas stripes. I'll smash your face in. I'll smash your face in. You've been sitting with Chris Boyd too much, you. I'll smash your face in, you. Ginger is iron brew because it's orange. I call lemonade lemonade. Bonaccord. Yo, Tim's. Bonaccord done pineapple juice. That's it. Bar's iron brew. And they used to have a good place in Fife, big place. Bottle of ginger is £2 now. I'm in the council juice water. Fucking. Do you know what? Do you know that wine is cheaper than water here? If you go out to buy a bottle of water, you can buy a bottle of wine cheaper. I'll figure that shit out. And it's not the cheap, nasty, shitey wine that yous get back home. Trust me, it's not. I don't know what they sell you back in the UK. I'm going to be honest here. This is going way off topic. But I have no idea what the Spanish sell the UK as wine. Because see, anything over a fiver is overrated in Spain. A decent bottle of wine in Spain's about €2.50. See that shite that you're buying for £8? I don't know where they're getting that for. I don't even think it's Spanish, to be honest. There's another super chat came in. Super chat from Brian. He says they would spend more on ginger than they will on players. And it better not be Diet Coke for their vodkas. Can you imagine going into the boardroom and ordering a Vody Bovril? Bonaccord, bars all the way, 1901. John Scott is completely agree with Neil sucking up with Dermot Desmond as long as he's received a good deal for himself. Irish to the Irish, that's the Irish to the Irish, that's Dermot Desmond. Alpine or Sorba delivered to the doors. It was Alpine and Bonaccord. Alpine, I think they were called bash. Yes, it was. Nice big glass bottles and Bonaccord. We're all reminiscing. God. And then you used to get money back for the bottles as well, didn't you? So you're like that. We're into your auntie's house like that. Any bottles, Auntie Ida? You got any bottles? Aye, go and gaze them off you. Ah, perfect, man. I'm away to get a 10 pence mixture. Fucking dancer. Remember when you used to get a wee bag of sweeties for 10 pence? Had 10 individual sweets in that. Can you imagine what that cost now? Anyway, we're going off on one tonight. It was called iPool. It was that. I'm ginger. Oops, sorry. Oh, we're off on one tonight. Can of brew. Blue Nun. Now you're on German wine. Jesus, nobody drinks German wine here. That's really bad. Blue Nun was disgusting. The hand of God has just spoken, and she said that the Blue Nun was disgusting. I deny all allegations and plead the fifth. Does Scotland have a better water than any other part of the UK or Ireland by a country? Scotland does, by the way. I have to confess. The first thing that I do when I get home, apart from get off the plane and kiss the soil of Scotland, I don't even do that. I'm kidding. The first thing I do is get a cup of tea. Get a proper cup of tea, because you fucking can't get a proper cup of tea anywhere like you get a proper. You stay in Scotland and cream soda. Oh, Johnny boy. I'm going to keep that on the screen so I remember it. You didn't realise how lucky you are in Scotland. I know that you have the English as neighbours, and I know that the weather's shite, but see your water for a cup of tea, man. Honestly, you just can't beat it. I mean, the closest that we've came in 6 years is bottled water from the Sierra Nevada here in Spain. A bottled water from the Sierra Nevada. It's the closest thing. Anyway, we move on. Remember cream soda? I used to love to get a bottle. Oh God, I remember when. Oh, this is going back 1995 when I came back from Ibiza. I went on a holiday to Ibiza for 2 weeks and ended up spending 3 and a bit months. Came back and I remember coming back and because you had lived, you'd been a night owl, let's say, for 3.5 months staying in Ibiza, and you come back to Scotland and you're like, trying to get back into normality. The ice cream van used to come round about 9 o'clock at night, and I'd get a bottle of cream soda and a bunch of munchies just to see me through the shitey TV that was on in 1995 during the night. Anyway, don't know where that came from, but anyway, that was because cream soda, because it was a bottle of cream soda, and that was it. That's why it came back. I thought this was a Celtic FC talk site. It is, Jed. But come on, it's the last day of June. There's all these players out of contract. Johan Lambrini. Oh my God. Rioja's pish. Rioja is pish. Are you having a laugh, mate? Jesus. You've never really drank Rioja. I mean, the shite that you get in the UK. Don't know. But anyway. We move on. Coke Zero. What are you talking? Right, I'm going to the end of the comments. That was meant to be done ages ago. Let's jump back into. There's only been. Do you know what? There's been so many people said jump on and do how much will Celtic spend this summer? 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, or 25 million? Right now, as we stand, 10 million sitting at 34%. 17% is 15 million. 15% is 20 million, and 35% is 25 million. So there's an even. It's about even. I'm going to, if somebody else votes and I try and get it to 35% each, we could have a draw. We could have a draw. It's the one Celtic fans' health kick. Oh, it's nostalgia CSC. It is that, isn't it? Oh, Bar's American cream soda was banging it. Fuck. I nearly swore there. I seem to swear more in the morning than I do at night. It's weird, that one. But anyway, yeah, cream soda. Oh, man. Cream soda, and then get a 99er for the ice cream van, and then you're just, get some munchies, and that's it. Anyway, right, let's finish off the poll this evening. We have been on for exactly 58 minutes. It's good back to been doing hourly lives. I have been doing shorter lives over the case of the summer. I will get back doing to full hour lives as we start to ramp up, because as it stands right now, Celtic are less than 7 days away from the first game of pre-season. Celtic are 6 days, 20 hours, 45 minutes and 50 seconds away from their next game. Will Celtic get players in? 6 days? Can they make an impact? Can they make a difference? Oof. This board will have us all raving. I don't think so. The no teeth CSC. No, these are all mine. Every single one of them. I said tell Merlin as you didn't give a zero option. Did I finish the poll? Oh yeah, I did finish the poll. So there we go. The poll finished off in last place in 14%. It was 20 million. 15 million was 17%. 10 million was 32%. And 25 million was 35%. Thank you to everyone who has joined the live this evening. I sincerely mean that. Wow. Kieran Bowie now has a price tag of 10 million pounds on his head. That's not happening, is it? That's a bit of breaking news that's coming out tonight. Anyway, thank you to everyone who has been on the live tonight. Roll on Portugal, a roller Coca-Cola. News just in: Celtic are offering 2 tickets for the Celtic musical, and you get 10 ginger bottles and a future payment of 1,000,000 chocolate buttons for all eyes. Just. Give me some of the staff jerseys. Yeah, I'm just going to jump through some of the comments before we end off. I was at the dentist today and got a clear as normal. I'm older than you, and I'm at the dentist tomorrow. Only because I chipped a little bit of a tooth and I'm just going to get it checked out. Anyway, have a fantastic day, evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. It's good to be back, isn't it? It's like the family's back together. Pre-season is upon us. The half-hour lives are coming to an end, and we're starting to get excited about Celtic being back. How long will that last for? Have a fantastic evening. One new buzz. Man, my sides are about, hey, fucks. Whatever. Anyway, I'll catch you all in the morning.